lots of businesses operating here, but how would you like to be in with the chance of winning funds to go towards your own startup business while enjoying a hot bowl of soup and a warm roll? Fish and chips, soup and a warm roll? Yeah, I've got to be healthy. Maybe soup and a warm roll. Well, a new project set up by a local marketing business from Market Harborough is going to tell you how you can just do just that. Within 3 years of their existence, 92% of startup businesses fail, and those who failed, 74%, attributed their failure to a lack of funds. So the project, called Dragon Soup, has been inspired by the community that has developed around soup kitchens in America and has led to the creation of a new type of networking event based on helping and supporting local initiatives that have the potential to make a real difference to the area. So, to make more sense of it all, we're joined by of this innovative project. We're joined by Alastair Campbell, Managing Director at Ideal Marketing Company. Alastair, thanks for joining us down here. So just explain how this works.
Well, it's a very simple idea. People turn up at this event at the Angel Hotel in Market Harborough on the High Street, and if they are a member of the audience, they bring with them £10. For that £10, it goes into a pot. They sit for an hour or so, and they listen to ideas from either startup businesses, charities or community organisations. At the end of the presentations, they get to have a chat with each other, decide which is the best idea. Then they all confidentially vote on a slip of paper, and the idea that gets the most votes walks away with all the money.
So, I mean, how many people do you need in the audience for this to make sense? Because you obviously need more than a few people turning up.
Yeah, I mean, I think really about 20 people makes it worthwhile, because that's £200, and to most charities, whatever, £200 is a worthwhile amount of money. Our hope is, we haven't quite got there yet, but within a couple of months' time we hope to get to 50 people, which would be £500, which would be, a nice amount of money to walk away with.
So are these just like punters on the high street, just people who just have got the time to pop in and watch these kind of things? So, is that who you're looking for?
It's open to anybody, and there's quite a diverse group of people that tend to come along. Because it's only an hour, a lot of people who work locally will pop in, and we get a certain amount of business owners who treat it as a networking group, and that was partly the idea of setting up. But you also get some retired people, you get people who are supporters of some of the causes, so it's a real mixture of different people there for different reasons.
And of course, some of these are startups as well, aren't they? And there's various projects online to sort of get kick-started, I suppose, if you like, to get your business up and underway, to get your idea up and underway. But this is quite different, I guess. This is much more of a personal touch.
That's right. I mean, it's very much, if you think Dragon's Den, that's what the idea is, except we're not putting in tens of thousands of pounds and nobody's actually getting anything back from it. They're doing it because it's a nice opportunity to listen and support a good idea. And that's what, we've had 3 events so far, and I would say the thing that seemed to work best are passion and excitement from the idea to start off with, and a good, solid, sound idea.
Now, this is for people in the Harborough area only, is it?
To be honest, anybody can come along and pitch, and anybody can come along and listen to it. So far, it has been mainly people in the Harborough area. Interestingly, at the very first meeting, 3 people came to me and said, can I set one of these up in my area? Somebody was there from Coventry, they wanted to set one up in Coventry. Somebody was there from Milton Keynes, they wanted to set one up in Milton Keynes. So the idea is eminently copyable. It's not my idea. I actually got the idea from the BBC website. Somebody sent me a link to an article the BBC did last year about this project in America, how it started off. It's taken off like you wouldn't believe across the whole country. And I thought that would be a nice thing to do in Market Harborough, and along with the Angel Hotel, who supply the soup for free and the space for free, so nobody makes any money out of it, apart from the charity or the startup business that walks away with the cash.
And as you say, people turn up and they pay a tenner to basically sit in the audience and hear these things, and then their money will go towards that final charity organisation, first-time business that could do with that money. So again, people who turn up for that, who come along with their £10, do they need to be from business-minded? Can they be anybody? Can anyone just rock up?
Literally anybody can come up. And we've had a number of, as I say, we've quite a mixture of people. We've had some students, we've had some retired people, as well as business owners. And yeah, partly it might be about having a really good, exciting business idea. But certainly on at least one occasion it was down to the emotion that the person was so emotional about the project that she was talking about. I think it won the hearts of everybody who was in the audience. So it really is open to anybody at all.
£200 is not to be sniffed at, but it's not the world's largest amount of money when you're trying to sort yourself out in business. So what kind of things do people tend to spend it on? Where does it tend to be used?
Well, the first amount of money went to an organisation called Race Harborough. So they organise local athletics events. So they organise a half marathon in the town, a Santa run. Later on in the year they're organising a zombie run. So a range of different events. What they wanted was a new arch, a new inflatable arch for the start and the finish of the races. The money wasn't quite enough to buy it, but it went a fair way towards paying the arch. And the first event so this was in the January event, they bought the arch, and it was used for the first time on Sunday just gone. They did a 50k and 100k cycling event in the local area, and they sent me some photographs on Monday of the arch in use with hundreds of cyclists in front of it. So it was a really nice feeling.
You weren't on your bike or running then?
I'm quite happy to run. I'm quite a keen runner. Cycling is a different matter. I'm hopeless at that sort of thing. But what we're going to do is all the people who get the money, we're going to invite them back 3 months later to either physically bring in what it is they've spent the money on. In the case of this giant inflatable arch, I think it would fill the room and then some. So they're going to bring along some photographs to show how the money was spent so people can actually see it in action.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do people find out more information, Alastair?
Well, as always with these things, there's a website, and it's very simple, dragonsoup.co.uk.
You managed to get dragonsoup.co.uk?
Well, yeah.
That's brilliant. You'd think that those kind of things would be snapped up already.
Yeah, we only registered at the end of last year. Yeah, dragonsoup.co.uk, and from there, it's got details of the next event, and you can register online. It's free to register online for the next event. And if you've got an idea and you think that you deserve some of this money, then by all means get in touch. And there's no serious filtering process. We'll just, the next available slot, you will go along to that, and it'll be your chance to stand up in front of the room. And one thing I haven't really said is that although it is about the money, I think for a lot of the organisations that haven't come away with the cash, the fact that they've had to sit and think, okay, how can I sum up my idea in 3 minutes in a compelling way and then present it to a room of people, that's probably been as much use as the money has, actually. Yeah. And also because there's been a lot of business owners, maybe accountants and so on in the room, afterwards they've been able to give them advice and ideas, and if they like the idea but perhaps it didn't win, they've been able to say to them, well look, I tell you what, I can help you out a bit, or why don't I introduce you to somebody? So even if they don't actually walk away with the cash, they have got a good chance of walking away with some ideas, some advice, and improving their network.
Well, it sounds fabulous. Good luck with it. And just remind us, the next event is when?
Well, it's always on the last Tuesday lunchtime of the month, so it'll be in this particular...
I can tell you, actually, Tuesday the 26th of April at the Angel Hotel in Market Harbour at 1 o'clock.
That's right, so just before 1 o'clock. The formal bit runs between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, and that's in that time you get the presentations, the chance to chat and vote, and then at the end there's a very dramatic reveal when I let everybody know, and the winner is, and I read it out on a piece of paper. It gets counted in a different room, so until I get handed that piece of paper, I don't actually know who's won.
It's like a mixture of Dragon's Den and the X Factor, really, isn't it?
It is, yes. It's a very... I mean, the people who've come along have said how much they've enjoyed it, and even people who've got no reason to come along other than just the fact that they find it fun, it's great that they've come back each month.
It's such a shame that I'm working, because I genuinely would love to come and sit in the audience and happily pay a tenner and find out and support someone and follow their business. Maybe we'll do something one of these days. Maybe we will come and sit there in the audience.
Very welcome to join us, of course.
Lovely to see you. Thank you very much again. And it's dragonsoup.co.uk, is that right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Alastair, thank you very much indeed. Alastair Campbell there, Managing Director at Ideal Marketing Company. You're listening to BBC Radio Leicester. It's heading up now for 10 minutes.